Hey everybody, it's Bust with Bust Builds Decks number 14, and today we're continuing our playthrough of Balatro. So in our previous video, along with this one, we've taken a small hiatus from trying to break the gold stake with the yellow deck and come through and experiment a little bit with some of these decks that you have to beat the stakes for to unlock. So in our previous video, we did battle with the plasma deck. Today, we're going to be doing battle with the Anaglyph deck. So it'll be our first run through with this. I'm certain we'll mess up plenty of stuff along the way, but we'll certainly have some fun with these double tags. And so if you're not familiar with the deck, after defeating each boss blind, you gain a double tag. And these are something that I at first didn't quite understand. I would get the double tag, assume it to just double up weird things or double up holographs on the cards as they come, and that's not quite how it works. So if you're not familiar with it, you can pull up the collection, go to the tag screen, and here's what's going to happen. So we get the double tag, right? And then we go into the next set of battles. We'll say the small blind skip offers up this uncommon tag. So the shop has an uncommon joker. If we have the double tag from the boss win, and then we see this and skip it, we'll get two of these, right? So the next two jokers we see are going to be uncommon jokers. Same applies across the board. If we double up the rare tag, the next two jokers we see will be rare. And then if we double up the negative tag, the next two jokers will be negative. That's what really threw me for a loop and was the thing that I didn't understand. Was I thought that you were going to double the tag on the same thing. So if we doubled the negative tag, our next joker would get +2 joker slots within the deck. That's not the way it works. It gets spread out. And so very important to kind of understand that distinction before we dive into battle. The other thing to really call out with this to me is that some of these are exceptionally strong. The things that you're going to be looking towards are, where are you at? Upgrade poker hand by 3 levels. Just having the double tag plus this will upgrade one hand to 6 levels. So if we're able to upgrade something like high card or pair, 2 pair, these very easy to hit hands, it just gives you a very easy build around thing for the remainder of the run. The other ones I'm very interested in are the moneyers, the money makers, the economy tag to double your money, and then the after defeating the boss blind gain $15, and then where are you at? The skip gives $5 per skipped blind this run. It's very easy for these to normally just give you, say, like 25 gold, but getting 50 or 60 off of these doubled up tags is not too big of a crazy thought, especially in the sense that, like, say we're running into round ante number 2, so we beat the first boss to ante number 2, we get the opportunity to double our money and then double it again. Like, that's just a very big collection of money. Very powerful things right there. The last thing to call out is the double things are multiplicative. And so if we get a double tag and then we get another double tag, it will 4 times the next thing. And so that would give you a big +12 letters, +12 on the tag with the orbital tag if you get the double into +3 levels. And so it's a very powerful thing to potentially do there. But that's what we're about to get ourselves into. Let's dive into battle, see if this white stake takes us down or if we're able to do something fun and interesting. And so reasonable enough start here at the beginning. I'm kind of interested in, like, I'm thinking of like how far we can actually skip, right? I'm kind of okay with skipping both of these jokers, but the thing I worry about is, like, we skip, we come up with the double tag into the beginning of ante number 2, and then we want to skip again, and it's just both a very big high roll in terms of what we're hitting and seeing if that can pop off, and then it's also going to be very expensive in the sense that we're wanting to buy uncommon jokers and we're wanting to do whatever the double tag doubled up, and so I think we're going to play one of these. So I'm going to skip on the small blind since it's not going to give us any money. We'll actually play through the big blind here, and then we'll see if that uncommon joker turns up something interesting before we get to that final boss. All right, but kicking it off with 3 aces. I wanted to just take a quick discard and see if we couldn't hit a full house or 4 of a kind. We hit the full house. Very strong hand to kick things off with. 372. Gonna come up with like 75 more chips. All right. Let's see if this flush presents itself. That straight flush presents itself. Look at that. Make that big money. right from the start, the big hands rolling through. Sign of things to come, I'm sure. All right. Got the $6 rolling in the chips. Now what do we got? Mr. Bones, I'm not super interested in it. I've explained Mr. Bones before in the sense that this can be exceptionally strong. Like typically cards like this that prevent death make you replay the round, right? So you have your Mr. Bones, you get up into battle against the final boss of Ante number 8, you lose, then you come back and have to fight him again. That's not the way it works in this game. You just win the round and move on. And so it can be quite good in terms of finishing off runs, right? If you have Mr. Bones, you can just skip through the entirety of Ante 8 and essentially win without too much trouble. It's not that challenging to get 25% of the chips, but it's not something we want to be starting off with. Otherwise, I'm a big fan of the castle. This is an incredibly powerful early game build-around style of card to where it just gets scaling chips throughout the course of the game. So by the time we get to the final round, it should be up in the hundreds and just completely have our chip needs in the clear. So we're definitely going to be taking the castle here, but I want to kick off with this Arcana pack first. If we find that double your money, I would like to have that before we spend it. Nope. But we do get create a random joker. It's not bad. The mult cards will kind of are good, but I'd rather give our deck a little bit more direction here. So what do we hit? Plus 20 mult, -4 per round played. Sure thing. Take our chip builder as well. On to the next round. Still need to find a little bit more money. Sitting on $0 is not ideal, but let's see what we can do. So what are the discards here? We're looking to discard hearts. And then it looks like we kind of have the start to clubs and queens. And so let's go ahead and discard as much as we can for our castle. The hearts definitely rolling through. No more hearts. A lot of 2 pairs. 9, 9, 7, 7, 8. All right, let's go ahead and play the 2 pair. I'm not certain how close that is to actually winning. And at least in my mind, with the castle, I kind of like how it's designed a little bit more, in the sense that as I played that hand, I was like, I don't like it when I have to play a pair, play a pair, play a pair, and then try and finish off with the big hand at the end. It really feels like it's kind of a grind, but when it's tied into the discard, it doesn't quite feel that way. It doesn't feel as bad. But moving forward, interesting stuff. I would really, again, like to ramp up the money. I'm not opposed to Banana. This is a very powerful early game tarot card. This will hard carry you through like round 4, round 5. But we already have some kind of scaling mult with the popcorn, and I really want to get up to 25 gold. So I'm just going to skip everything here. If it was like a really good Joker or an Arcana pack, I would take it. But I think we just would rather get up to 25 gold in this space. So we do have the double tag hanging out since we just beat the boss. We can skip down here and land on Polychrome, which isn't terrible. The thing with that is I don't want to skip through the entirety of the round, but I also don't want to just be picking up like 4 gold, right? The garbage tag is not one that we're really interested in doubling, and I'm not interested in just doubling through the entirety of the blind. And so we'll skip the small blind, we'll fight the big blind, we'll see if we get some interesting Polychrome jokers turning up. Hopefully we can pay for them if they do make an appearance. We'll go from there. So our castle is switched to diamonds. We'll see what discards we can get out of that. Some more small diamonds down here. Probably should hang on to these clubs. One more diamond down here at the end of the day. Alright. Take the upgrades where they come. Looks like we've landed on a flush. This is a pretty big flush. I think it should probably end the round between the 27 chips from the Joker and then the 16 malt from the popcorn. We did it. We did it, fam. Okay. Let's see what big Polychrome jokers turn up. Good. Now, I was kind of curious if this is the way that we would see it happen, in the sense that if only one joker shows up, then we'll still have that extra Polychrome for the next round, because if both of them turned up, good chance we couldn't afford both of them, right? Now, the Raised Fist is fairly strong, the 1.5x multiplier along with doubling the rank of the lowest card in hand. It does kind of push you towards the high card style of strategy as to where you would rather be hitting, say, like a 10 and doubling your 10 as opposed to hitting a 4, right? 20 mult is better than 8. And so we'll kind of keep that in mind. It's not a huge requirement for the raised fist, but it's something that we'll kind of use as we come forward and shape our deck. All right, so diamonds are debuffed. And what do we want to discard here? Clubs. All right. I'm going to hang on to the king of diamonds. Having the 3 kings in hand gets us to where we could probably just play a full house and get out of the round. Maybe play a 4 of a kind, you know, if the game's feeling frisky. And then we could look to just play a hand right here as well, right? If we want to, say, play our 3 kings, maybe play the 7 and the 9 just to get them out of hand. That does open us up to just drawing some more clubs, which we could then discard later. So let's see how that plays itself out. This 2 hanging out in hand does not work well with our raised fist, but is what it is. All right. We were trying to game the system and then just smashed through a shitload of points anyways, so is what it is. Still, I mean, the castle is scaling nicely. It's at 42 chips at this point. The foil tag gives plus 50, and so if you were like looking for a kind of flat chip card, being at the 100 chip mark is kind of, you know, that good space. And we're gonna clearly blast through that at this point. But what do we got here? 1 and 2 chance to create a tarot card when a booster pack is opened. I do like this. I think we might have enough money to do all of this. This should be about 17, right? If we buy the clearance sale for 10, the hallucination should cost 7. We can sell the popcorn, and then we'll just basically be out of money. But we'll start ramping up those dollars at some point. Maybe the sell the popcorn, and then we'll buy the thing. So hopefully, you know, we're going to have to open some booster packs for this thing to pop off. But hopefully those booster packs will at least have... hopefully they'll at least have a tarot card in it that'll give us some more money. So yeah, this is tough. Like, I'm thinking that we probably just want to play through all of these. I don't want to create more polychromes. We just don't have the money for it. I don't want to create these common jokers. You don't get the chance. Like, you can't create the 2 jokers, sell them both, and then create 2 more. It just does it all at once. And so it's going to be very tough to take advantage of that as well. See if we can't do a little more with this double tag. I'm curious if, like, the way to play this thing isn't to just play literally every single round and then just build up to, say, like plus 16 on the doubles and then like tie all of that into a single hand boost. But that's let's be real, that's pretty tough to come in and set up. But I will come in and try and upgrade the castle, looking to discard hearts on the round. Reasonable enough collection of clubs rolling through. Probably get out of this with just 1 hand on its own. All right, up to 54 on the castle. Great, easy stuff. 3,500 right from the get-go. Okay, so yeah, I do want to open these booster packs. I'm going for the Arcana pack down below. What is this? Earn $3 for every discarded 7. Oh, fucking fine. Let's we'll pick up our economy somehow, right? So we did hit a tarot card. It is create up to 2 random tarot cards, so I'm going to go ahead and use that. Maybe we'll find ourselves using it in this space. Convert to clubs or convert to wild cards. Probably just sell those. What else do we have? Gold card, lucky card, diamonds, bonus, and glass. I feel like our malt is the thing that we're going to be looking to upgrade at this point, right? We have good flat chips. We don't have spectacular X malt, but we have a little bit. I was going to look to... Oh, I thought we hit the plus malt. It was glass card is what it was. All right, so let's just upgrade the bonus chips on the face cards. Fine. So let's see. I am going to take this mail-in rebate, but we have to sell these tarot cards first. What is this? Joker Terror at Planet Spectra cards may appear multiple times. Oh, we don't have the time to build with that. All right, into the big blind. So let's see what we're trying to discard here. We want to discard hearts and we want to discard sevens. What's our hand look like at this point? Got like a... Let's just try and build up to big cards at this point. We can pretty easily just come out and play pairs, I think, in 2 pairs and be in pretty good shape. So no hearts, no sevens. What a bummer. What a bummer. So heart, heart, heart. No sevens. We're just going to be poor all day, I guess. All right, drop a 2 pair. I have a strong feeling that these are just going to be good enough. There we go. What is that, 4,300? We're just playing the one hand. And so, I mean, what would it be if we played a pair in that space, right? It's probably going to still be like 3,500 chips. If we played a pair and then a pair and then a pair and then a pair, it would have gotten us up to like 14K. And so I think we're at least in pretty good shape in that sense. What do we got here? Foil walkie-talkie. I'm not super interested in it. And the packs kind of suck. All right, let's move on to the next round. Make a couple dollars. Must play 5 cards. Still going to check the discards, though. Looking to discard clubs and discard 3s. All right. There's how you make some money. Here's how you make some money. Got a club. No more 3s. Discarding 2 3s, I kind of assume that we're not going to see them the remainder of the way. But we'll continue to look for some high cards here. 5. This kind of strategy does still play into using the raised fist as well to get the big mult based off of whatever we play. So we can do stuff with this now to where we say play like ace, ace, 7, 5, 4. So our pair of aces is all that's going to be scoring, but our raised fist is going to give us plus 20 mult based off of this queen in hand. Probably enough on its own just to finish. Yep. Good stuff. And being up a 17 gold, that plus 9 gold off of the discards was very good. I think we're kind of off to the races at this point. See how many double tags we can pick up here until until something awesome turns up. So this is a very, very powerful one in the card sharp. Like if you've kind of followed how we're going to have these hands go, we're probably just going to play like a pair and then play a pair and then play a pair. And getting that X3 multiplier is exactly what we need. Now I'm going to open up these Arcana packs first. I would rather get the double the money things while we still have a bunch of money, you know, but we're going to circle back and purchase that. So what do we got? Convert left card to right card's probably fine. We'll at least upgrade with this jack that has the bonus chip attached to it. No real difference between any of our face cards at this point. Got a second Arcana pack. No bonuses there. Here's the sell value of jokers. Could take the Fool or 2 randoms. Let's just take the randoms. So we got create a random joker, and then we got mult. So we'll create the joker, see what it is. Plus 1 discard, not that impressive. Pick up the X3 mult thing. Now we're just kind of off to the races, right? You have everything at this point that we're really looking for in terms of jokers. We have a scaling chip card thing, which is leveling up quite nicely. Then you kind of want 2 or 3 flat multiplier cards, which we have 1 out of the raised fist. We can very easily get 1 as the game progresses by getting rid of mail-in rebate or getting rid of hallucination. And then we have a big X-mult scaling. And so we have pretty much everything you need to have a successful collection of jokers. And so it should just be a matter of getting to the boss and getting some minor upgrades along the way. So here we want to discard 6s and discard diamonds. We got 6, we got a diamond. Nothing else of note. Only one diamond. And then diamond. Like that. Okay. And we'll do that same thing. We got, looks like we'll be dropping a 2-pair out of it this way with the aces and then the 3s. But just trying to play those smaller cards after the discard so we hit that big multiplier at the end of the day. Didn't even have to use the X3. This is one of these runs where it's like, we're good. I'm ready for this to end. Let's just start skipping. But I have all these double tags. I don't want to just skip when when we got all this good stuff coming up. But all right, Arcana pack. Double your monies in here. Otherwise, sell value of jokers. Sure. We're about to get so much money. If we want, we could come out and we could come out and just double up on the board out there as well. Let's go ahead and take the voucher. We're at that point where we're just gonna take everything. Our money woes are no longer a problem. All right, erosion's not gonna do anything here. But right, yeah, we could skip the boss blind and then get 60 gold. After the boss is done, I'm gonna give it one more go. I'm gonna play this blind here. I'll see what turns up after this round, just in terms of trying to just see what turns up and trying to maximize these double tags. But we'll see. But here they're looking to discard clubs and discard 10s. Not quite turning up yet. Right, our last discard, one remaining club. There's the 10s. We'll still just follow on the same strategy though. Play the pair, sort of half discard these non-scoring little numbers. Pick up the big multipliers. Oh man, we did not win on the round. Womp womp. Life can be hard sometimes. This 2 pairs should be looking pretty good, though. Oh, hang on. We didn't want to do that. We just wanted to play 1 pair. That's okay. We'll still get through the round. We won't get the X3, though. I was curious into how much points we would get off of that X3. Just to have a little bit of info for the future rounds, but messed that up. Frequent, frequent saying on the channel. Messed that up. All right, we got some stuff here. Arcana pack coming in. Did generate one here, a lucky card. Sure, let's go ahead and use the lucky card. Can pick up the stone as well. Get the 4 out of the way. Works nicely when we're out here trying to play pairs. Standard pack, just face card with a bonus is all we're looking for here. Steel 10 looks pretty good to me. Vert to spades, don't want. High card, sure. We can very realistically play a bunch of high cards. There's not a ton of difference between playing a pair and playing a high card, right? They both have the basically 10 chips with an X2 multiplier, and so it's not that big of a deal to hit or miss there. All right, sell value of jokers is good money. +1 discard, don't want. Gains 4 chips if played hand has exactly 4 cards. This would be a very good scaling card on the first round, right? If we didn't already have the castle super scaled up, we're very interested in square joker. It plays to the same strategy in the same way, right? We just play a pair, play 2 cards we don't want, and then we get the bonus chips, but not what we really need at this space. Acrobat is good. Let's sell the mail-in rebate. I feel like we're good on money at this point, and we'll just take the additional X additional X multiplier. We should just be off to the races now. Just try and play a pair every single hand. So what is this? Discard clubs? What's the negative? Oh, from the previous hand. Sure. Right, we wanted to discard clubs. Get rid of this last one, see what turns up. Right. like the makings of a straight if we really wanted to in there, but this is where we got to be a little careful. I messed that previous round up, playing the pair and then playing the two pair. Now we got to be a little bit more careful in the sense that we need to just be playing pair after pair after pair. It's going to be, fine in this round. We're not really at a risk of losing. Here we didn't hit a pair, so we can just play high card and see what turns up. It's going to give us the 4,000 chips we need. Yeah, might have been that might have been more chips than the previous hand. All right, now we got all these double tags. I'm ready for this run to end, and so give me something exciting to use all these on, because I'm ready to just start skipping. What do we got? Spectral pack. Okay, it's a good start. What's this? Enhanced number cards. Not interested in. Copy one card. That's good, but we'll have to use like a Empress on it first. Purple seal when discarded. That's kind of interesting. If we wanted to put like a bunch of kings into our deck with those purple seals. And then what's the last one? Destroy a random card and get 3 enhanced face cards. Fine. Destroyed a 3. Ooh, those are all kings. What do we got now? The Hanged Man to remove or convert left to right. Let's take these smaller cards out. Well, I'm never certain to what's better here. I mean, turning this 2 into a bonus card queen. I think it's probably just much more high impact, right? You want any of this other stuff? I want the steel card. All right, next round. What do we got? What can we skip? All right, I'll tell you what we're gonna do. I'm not. Ooh, this is actually interesting. In the needle turning up, the needle does give me a bit of concern. If we're only gonna get to play one hand, only playing one pair is just not not what we're designed to do. Right now, the thing with the needle is it does drop your hands down to 1. And so we will get the X3 multiplier off of the Acrobat. We just won't get anything off of the card sharp. And so we'll have to see how this plays out. I am a little concerned with that now. What do we want to discard? Hearts. Definitely want to hang on to the steel card, though, up at the top right. I know my beautiful face covers it up. It's just as we have to come in and make that really good hand in the next round. We want to most certainly pick a card that we have access to on the board. Be like, how many points is this just pair with 1 steel? Get us to 9K. I mean, that's kind of close in terms of winning in one hand, but might find ourselves having to play a full house or something. It's such a scary boss to go up against. What do we got? Anything to make it better? Convert to clubs. These cards are all garbage. Let's use the tarot card thing we have. Convert to diamonds I don't want. What do we got? I think that might be enough to get us in a good space. Well, here, what if we do this? What if we do this? Ramen is kind of good here. It's not as good as the card sharp in large part, or maybe we just do this. Like, we have a couple of options. I was initially just going to say, like, well, we don't lose out too much on the discards with Ramen in the sense that we don't have to discard. We've been discarding for the castle, and we're just going to continue to do it. But, like, I feel like the only way that we lose this run is if we have kind of like Disaster Strike on the next battle. I feel like we can beat pretty much every Joker. Or every blind. Well, there's a couple that are bad, right? The one to where you can't play the same hand over and over again is bad. The single blind is bad, but a lot of the other bigger ones aren't that bad, but I mean, I feel like we can just get rid of some of this stuff and just get the improvement here by the Hierophant. The number of times the hand has been played to the malt. Where are we at here? We haven't been playing a ton of hands. That can typically be pretty good. And I thought since we've been playing pairs, it may not be that bad, but it's only like a +5 malt at this point. That's not very good. Got any other interesting ones turning up? It's the flat multiplier. Nah. Give it one more roll. Hanged man, spades. Nope. Alright. Alright. So we don't get these in the more proper order. I don't really want to play the discards this round. Yeah, like we can sell the ramen after this upcoming boss if we need to. I don't know. I'm definitely not certain on the most optimal way to go about that. And then we are allowed to just play bigger hands, right? We can't play full houses and stuff. I know we've been really sticking to the pairs so that we get maximum value out of the raised fist, but it comes down to it. You can't just play full house. What you got for us? Joker, don't want. Three of a kind thing is meh. Buffoon pack, let's give that a crack and then move on. Sell value to the jokers and clubs. All right. Okay then, squeeze them cheeks. Onto the needle. So what can we do here? Let's take a couple of discards. We're kind of close to a full house. I don't want to go ham with the discards because I would like to try and just maximize the malt coming out of the raised fist. Let's see where that gets us. Still got shitty ones out here. Not a lot of control. I was going to say, not a lot of control on what falls at the end. And we did land on a 2. We have a flush within here, which is where I think we're going to be. Playing 2 pair is not as good as flush, I don't think, right? 2 pairs, yeah, neither of them are upgraded, 20 by 2 or 40 by 4. Let's see, we're gonna go for the flush, but we'll want to steal card. Put that on this king out here. And then we'll also want to bonus card, so we can put that on the king and on the jack. Now, 11K doesn't seem too far out of reach. Like, I still feel like this is like nowhere near enough, but this is gonna be like a 30K hand. I feel like this is probably gonna be pretty easily there. Yeah, 26K. All right. I don't know. Maybe I was worrying just a little bit too much, but this is the one that always gets me. It's just like such a knock you dead in the tracks kind of boss blind, and so glad we made it through. Move on forward. We don't have the tarot card things anymore. That was a shitty pack. No bonuses with inside the other standard pack. Shit. When are we gonna get to use these, all of these double tags? Let's put let's just put 2, 4, 8, 16, 16 vouchers in the shop. This is gonna be the longest run ever. What do we got? Discard diamonds. Just make sure we have a good enough hand, and we'll stop. All right, this is ace, king, queen, jack, 10. We only get the, I don't think it matters. We only get the 2 bonus off of the, here. I guess we could have played a, maybe you got it in a flush? Yeah. 7K, Bummer Central. Try the 2 pair. Get that 2 out of the hand. Gotta play so many hands now. We flew too close to the sun. Come at him with the high card. That's always the answer. Don't use your play the same hand multiple times thing. Just play a different hand every time. Slap him with the high card right at the end. You're good to go. Okay, so what do we got? Heart things don't care. That Joker, we've passed on that Joker like 100 times. Sell value to the left. Let's pick up the pair. And a Glass King, sure. Get some big multipliers that way. To discard spades. Oh, this is for each card discarded, not just each discard. We will have to look to get rid of the ramen here before too long. Let's just play this small straight. We don't have any spades in our hand anyways. Probably not enough to win the round, right? We've been struggling to win with one hand, and so let's just drop it. Kind of upset about picking up that ramen. It's like we had the tarot card thing with the 1.5 multiplier attached to it. We're gonna have to sell this ramen before long. I mean, I'm not opposed to just picking up a like a flat multiplier card, but hasn't been playing out as well as I'd hoped. 8, 9, 10, Jack. I can't do it that way. Alright, this should easily get us the 775 chips. I do love me some ramen though. There's some things that just never get old. And that was my breakfast growing up as a kid. You know, normal people ate cereal or toast or pancakes or whatever. I always just had bowls of ramen noodles, and it got the job done, I guess. Got the job done getting me obese. Oh, man. I saw on... ooh, that's a pretty powerful king. Every year there's a website that does the happiest cities in the world to live in, or the happiest cities in the United States, and I always like to pull it up. There's a place in Kansas, or one of the Kansas City suburbs is called Overland Park. There's an Overland Park, Kansas, and it always ranks in like the top 5. I feel like last year it was maybe number 1 or number 2, and then this year it was number 2. And so it's always kind of neat to see that pop up. But then where I'm from, Huntington, West Virginia, is always at the very bottom. Like, without fail, the rating that Huntington, West Virginia gets is, well, it's better than Alabama. And they always kind of landed in this space of the things that they get, the achievements that they would pull down would be the highest per capita obesity rate in the nation, the highest per capita overdose rate in the nation. That one's no joke, right? There is a serious opioid epidemic in West Virginia. It's a fucking shit show what they let those people do in terms of the doctors. Like, there were doctors in West Virginia that would prescribe more oxycodones and oxycontins to people within West Virginia than should be prescribed to the entirety of the nation over the course of a year, right? They would just like run pill mills and give out like millions of pills within West Virginia. It's fucking absurd to watch any of that stuff. But in a lighter note, they do tend to win the opioid epidemic award, and then Depression is the other big thing on there. And so it's sad. Like I poke fun. I feel like it's one of those things to where you're allowed to like poke fun at it because you used to be a part of it, right? It's like when you make fun of one of your friends, it's okay if you do it because they're your friend and you jab each other back and forth. But if like a stranger comes up and starts making fun of your friend, you're like, hey, fuck off, buddy. Like you aren't allowed to do it. I've put in the time. I can do it. You can't do it. I feel like that's kind of what what it is in Huntington. It's not a joke. The drug problem that they have there, but it does contribute to them not winning the happiest city in the world to live in award. What's going on here? I got derailed. What's this? Playing a pair sets your money to 0. All right, fine. I'm not too upset about that. Trying to discard clubs on the round. We can still play to this. We don't need to really focus on leveling up castle anymore. If it plays to our strategy, then fine. But if it doesn't, then I'm not too keen on going after it. So with this, we've got 4 of a kind queens in hand. I think that might be enough to just end the round. I'm gonna say I want to see if we can't hang on to like 1 discard here and then still hit a good multiplier with the raised fist. Huntington's not that bad of a place, though. I'll give it that. I grew up there. I lived there. That's where Marshall University is, where I went to college and stuff. It's still a wonderful place to be. But yeah, they fail on the award front on occasion. Don't do this. If we play a pair, we lose out on our money. So maybe we just play a full house. I think we're chipped up enough. There's 2 things here. I think that we're chipped up enough to where we don't need to really use the card sharp. And then if we have to, we can still just play high card into high card and be in good shape. Yeah, got there. The other kind of interesting thing we mentioned we mentioned the opioids in Huntington, West Virginia. There is a good documentary on Netflix. I think it's called Heroin, like the female superhero. It follows Huntington's fire chief and the shit that they have to go through in terms of dealing with the opioid crisis. The other thing is, I mentioned obesity first. They have the highest obesity rate in the nation. Maybe they're better than Alabama now, but they carried that for a long time. And Jamie Oliver, the chef, came to Huntington to try and upgrade the schools, and it was just a complete shit show of a reality show. Like, there is so much like just blowback from this English guy showing up and being like, hey, maybe you eat a fucking vegetable on occasion, or maybe your lunch is more than chicken nuggets and nacho cheese, or why did you let the state lawmakers decide that tomato sauce on pizza should count as a serving of a vegetable? And so, you know, he's coming through and just like trying his hardest, and you can just see that like after like 2 or 3 days, he's just like, fuck, like these people want nothing to do with me. They have no desire to get better. And I'm kind of like, I'm hooked. I'm here for like the next 2 or 3 months trying to fight through this thing. And it has this kind of like, the like meme that lands on the internet from it is there was a space to where he's just trying to make chicken nuggets. And so he's like, all right, I'm going to show you all how they make these processed chicken nuggets, right? And so they take all of like the gristle and the fat and just like the trimmings that nobody wants to eat. They toss it in a blender, and he takes this just like nasty meal of like chicken byproduct and squishes it together with some binders and tosses it on the grill. And he's like, all right, here's this, or you can have these like chicken breasts cut up into little pieces and fried. And like, so he mixes both of them together, and he's like, hey, kids, which do you want? And they're just like, we want the processed pink sludge. And he just dies inside so fucking hard. It is brutal for him. And so I don't know why that guy's so controversial. I know there's a lot of people that don't like Jamie Oliver, but he did go to the city that I'm from and try to make people not as fat, which is a lot more for the city than most people are trying to do for them. So gets at least a little bonus that way. All right, sidebar's over. We're going to finish this run. No more distractions. What can we do here? Sixth Sense, don't want. We're not discarding 6s. Abstract Joker is kind of whatever. I feel like all of our Jokers are pretty good at this point. It's going to have to be something spectacular to make me want it. We can come in and pick up Hone, I guess. make the holographic ones more likely to turn up. Let's smash these Arcana packs. All right, what do we got? Increase rank, not super interested in. Just upgrading pair doesn't sound that bad. We'll just take the 4 out of the deck, though. Feels like 2 pair might be kind of our bread and butter hand this round, or pair, stone card, 2 little cards, something like that. Seems like it should be good. What we got now? Glass card, tarot cards, planet cards. Let's just make planet cards. For the sake of speed. We'll use the flush, we'll use the high card. I know you can't see him, I'm sorry about that. Y'all's just out there thinking about chicken nuggies now. Bust out here talking nuggets, I gotta give me some tendies. Alright, what do we got? Alright, we're good to go. We'll skip all this stuff. So what do we got? We can skip the we can skip the double tag to get more double tags. I don't want free booster packs though. I want to find something. We gotta find fucking something for these, right? Something has to turn up to make them feel good. But discarding diamonds is gonna be good for the game plan. Eat king thing. Move the king to the end just in case it matters. Getting them tendies. That's what it is. Y'all wake up in the morning, you fire up your Bust Builds decks, 8 a.m. at the workplace, and just start fucking talking about tendies. And you're like, yeah, I messed up. I messed up, Bust. That was what... That's what I should have had for breakfast. Get there, 44k. All right. What is this boss? I didn't even look. Oh, he's not here. Celestial pack, sure. I know that there's a way to make the things roll through faster. I wasn't sure how that would play in terms of viewership. I try to comment a little bit in terms of what we're actually doing and reading the stuff on the screen. So if you are at work with me on in the background, it's just like a little bit more apparent in terms of what's actually happening. But if you do have it like on screen and you're trying to like just catch a little glimpse of what's happening, it can be as the stuff is going fast, it's tough to see. And so I don't know. All right, we'll take some rolls though. I don't even know what we'd be looking for here. I do kind of like that some of these planet cards and some of these tarot cards have been turning up. We'll just take those. Like, I just don't think we're ever going to upgrade Jokers at this point. Take one more roll. Oh, Blueprint, though. Copy is the ability of the Joker to the right. Now with it we have a... Oh, shit, I forgot we had Bootstraps. Just spending all of this gold. We shouldn't have done it. I picked that up and then forgot about it. Should realistically be picking up Blueprint. I doubt that there's a scenario where we ever just don't want it. I just worry about the amount of flat multiplier we have. But we should be able to kind of navigate it between the card Sharp and the Acrobat. I'm going to sell the Acrobat. And then going to pick up the Blueprint. Alright, then I'll remember that we're supposed to be... we're supposed to be hoarding money. So what do we got? Spades? We'll only want to discard 3, right? This is the discard 3, draw 3 kind of place. Let's do this. Let's just discard a couple. We can tower off on this 2. And then we can play high card, right? I think this is fine. High card ace. Multiplied up to with the plus 20. Oh shit, I should have moved our Blueprint. I'm very bad about forgetting about Blueprint. It's not going to do anything this round. We're still going to be fine, but we definitely should have copied like Raised Fist or something there. But now we'll just play another high card and be done with it. Right, this is going to be good. It'll be an ace high. It's got a steal in hand. Plus 10 multiplier. And then we'll get the X3 twice. We got to watch ourselves with this, though. I did discard too many cards there, and we also didn't pop the bootstraps. But all right, coming into the final round, we have to use these tag things, right? We're playing on this stupid tag bonus thing, and we aren't using any of them up to this point. And so I'm gonna buy these packs, and I assure you on this upcoming part that we're going to that we're gonna spend these tags. Maybe it'll have a money maker on there, right? If we get double your money and then land on land on like 10,000 gold or something. That's not bad. What do we got here? Diamonds, the Fool to get back a pair. A pair planet? Sure. Alright, I have high hopes for what's about to turn up. Money tag, please. Any of them. Just literally any of them. There it is. There it is. So let's see how much this gives. Like, I think I'm right in how this works. It goes like 2, 4, 8, 16, 32, 64, 128. Like, do we get to do this 128 times? That would get us up into like the thousands of gold. Let's see. Yeah. Lots of magic happening there. Oh, it's only 20 each? I swore those like doubled up. That's not as exciting. It's like I don't know if you all followed Hearthstone, but in Hearthstone, like with Kriparian or Crip, whatever he goes by, you do the thing to where he just played the draft format and never disenchanted any of his cards. And so the screen would tell you like how much in-game currency you could collect by disenchanting your extra cards, right? You can only play 2 cards in a deck. If you have 3 copies of it, it gives you the chance to discard it. And he got it up to 1 million, right? That's a very big number. And he was like, all right, I'm going to do it. I'm going to push the button and disenchant the 1 million chips. And it was like the absolute most unsatisfying thing ever. It was just like the normal animation, which is very like not impressive. And then he crashed the server. That's how I kind of feel about that. I was expecting like hundreds of little animations or something popping off, and it was just like 8. Like, ah, fuck this. Fuck this. That was unimpressive. All right, what can we do with this, though? I'm not going to discard anything. We'll just push through here. We'll play the 2 pair, double up on the 7. I guess we have these aces at the end. It's not... The points in hand are just not relevant at this point. We're scoring everything off of the jokers, and so... Let's see where this gets us. 14 malt. There's a plus 80 and another plus 80, LOL. All right, now we'll get this one over with. Easy peasy. What was that? We just played a 2 pair. So we'll want to play another 2 pair. Let's at least see what we can do this way. Let's discard these things. See if we can't get a real juicy one here to close out the day. Discarding the king. It's gotta select a good card for us. There we go. So we can go king, king. Go with the glass, move it out like this. Take the malt king and the 5. All right, let's see where that gets us. Big chips, big money. Feeling good. All right, nice little 300k hand to pop off the run, finish off the day. GG, well played. Not a bad set of battles. And so, yeah, like, I thought that was completely different how that worked with the doubles. I don't know if I just, like, read it on Reddit and misunderstood, or if there's a different double a tag thing out there, but I was, like, pretty certain, based on that post I saw, like, a week ago, that if you had 2 double tags, it would double, and then you would have 4 instead of just 2. It wasn't singular like what we just had happen there. And so, with that in mind, like, knowing how this actually works to where it just kind of copies the tag an additional time. We should have been much more aggressive in how we use those. Like, any time that you see a money maker, you should just pop off with it. Ideally, if you see something like plus 3 ranks to high card, plus 3 ranks to pair, plus 3 ranks to 2 pair. You should just be popping off on those as well. And then the place to where you have to be kind of careful is the danger zone we were getting into in the beginning of this run, right? Until we really went on that run of economy, we were sitting on like 0 gold. And it's like, okay, you can generate a holographic Joker, but you have 9 gold and can't buy it, right? And so if you are out here just spending all of these double tags like that, there's a very real chance that you'll run into a shop. You like spike 2 holographic Jokers, you have 8 gold and they cost like 11 and 10 and you can't purchase anything. And so there is a bit of kind of like min-maxing in terms of what you're looking to hit with those doubles. You know, you want to hit the gold ones, you want to hit the mini planet things, and then hitting the packs can be okay as well. Like doubling up a Mega Arcana pack would be good. Doubling up a Spectral pack is pretty good. There's a lot of power in those kind of things. And then you just want to come out and avoid the garbagey ones, right? So you want to like rerolls that cost 0 next round, stuff like that are just not particularly interesting. It's not the highest value thing that you could be doing with that. Otherwise, just kind of followed through with the standard strategy, right? It worked out well. We had a scaling chip card. We had a couple of flat multiplier cards. We had a couple of scaling multiplier cards that allowed us to work these pairs in the way that worked with the raised fist. So we could play a pair, play the 3 smallest cards out of our hand and get that maximum multiplier out of the fist. Worked very well. So good stuff. I had fun with that. I hope you did too, because that is going to do it for us today. So hope everyone enjoyed the video. Hope you maybe learned a thing or two along the way. You had a good time watching. This is Bustin' Me. Thank you for being here.